And so all the chiefs of Kauai are buried along the cliffs of Hanapu. And how that worked is they always thought the chiefs had supernatural powers. Once the chief died, those powers were stored in their bones. So if you came across those bones, you would also acquire those supernatural powers. So they never wanted those to fall into the wrong hands. And they would choose their choose their greatest warrior, lower him by vine into the valley, and then once he did that, he knew all about this. Once he chose where he wanted to hide the chief at, then they would cut the vine loose. He would fall to his death, and that ensured that nobody ever knew exactly where that chief was buried at. So again, very sacred place here. Is everybody still doing good with the flying? Yeah. Again, right here below us, guys, where we're at Kalalau Beach to the end of the island, that's the Kalalau hiking trail. And it's considered one of the most beautiful hiking trails in all the United States, but also considered one of the most dangerous trails in the United States. I'm gonna drop down and show you guys parts of the trail. Look straight ahead along this first Razorback Ridge. You can see the trail kind of cut in right below that. When I drop down here, Carol, I want to make sure that you and Jeffrey can see too, so let me know if you can. But if you look straight ahead, right where all this red dirt is, right where all that red dirt's at, it's kind of hard to see, but right before you get to that, you can see the trail kind of cutting through. Follow that around. What makes this trail so dangerous is it's places that it's so narrow, only 6 to 8 inches wide, 200 to 300 foot drop straight down into the ocean. Jeffrey and Carol, can you see it where you're at? You okay? Yeah. So that little section right through there, again, 6 8 inches wide in places, 200 to 300 foot drop, no handrails, nothing to hang on to. And of course, this is the wet side of the island. We get a lot of rain right through there, so if you get to that point and it's rainy, that's very incredibly slippery. I know at least half a dozen friends that have gotten to that point. It's like, forget it. They already have a full day invested in the hike. To hike this full 11 miles, it's usually a day and a half to hike that. And so get to that point, and usually a lot of people turn around and go back, just can't mentally get past that section. And that's not a bad idea. If you're not mentally prepared for that, I'd recommend it. You have to have a permit to hike the last 9 miles of this trail because it is such a dangerous trail. They want to keep up with who's here and who's not. But I had the permit last year. Heavy rain set in, and so there's a river up here. You can't cross it if it swells. And so that ruined my trip right then. So I reapplied for it last week. We'll see if I can get it. Now, did anybody see the movie from the 1950s, South Pacific? You see that? You guys did? Yeah. So if you look straight ahead, you see this last ridge right here. You see the finger sticking up like that. That ridge right there, that was the island of Bali Hai in the movie. So if you remember that. If you're hiking from KA Beach to the first 2 miles of it, anybody can hike. You don't need the permit for it. You're hiking really right along Bali Hai. And as soon as we get past it, we'll get some wind bumps, usually right between here where we're at and Bali Hai right there. As soon as I get past that, I'm going to make a big circle. Everybody another view of the Nepali coast and bring it in on Jeffrey and Carol's side. Guys, on the right side, in the back of that valley, you'll be able to see a waterfall back there, and when I turn back around, you guys will be able to see it on the left. beach in front of us, KA Beach. That's the end of the road, so if you ever come back, that's as far north as you can drive. That'll go past Princeville into Honolulu into Hyanna, and then it just dead ends right here. Again, right to your right is Bali High. I'm going to bring that right back around. That's beautiful with me out at the end of it. And this Carol, you can see the waterfall in the back over there. Bali High right here to your left. That waterfall, people hike back there. It's 4 miles in, 4 miles out. Not an easy hike though. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to do that. But I had a lady, this was 3 or 4 weeks ago, she flew with me, and she was talking about 30 years ago she had hiked back there. And she said, truthfully, she goes, looking back, and she was crying when she said it, and she had tears in her eyes. She said that was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, looking back over my life. And then KA Beach down here, again, right to your left. You don't see many people on KA Beach, simply due to the fact there's not many parking spots. So it's a great place in the summertime to watch the sunset, but you don't get here at 7 o'clock in the morning, you have to wait on a parking spot. So it's well worth it though. Yeah, about the most people you'll see, 50, 55 people there at the beach. Offshore K, 23, straight through the line. Now right here in front of us, guys, you see all this white water kind of farther off the point right there. That's all Hyanna Town back behind that. That's a famous surf spot right there, and that's what we call tunnels. And you won't see it today. Not very good waves out here today, but usually in the wintertime you get 20, 30 foot waves out here. Last winter we had 50 foot waves out here, so that's where the pros, the really good surfers, they'll come out here, get towed in by jet ski. They pull them in. The waves are so big they can't catch the waves without it. Try to stay away from those houses early in the morning like this. And straight ahead, right here on this peninsula, that's Princeville. Beautiful place to stay. This side of the island in the summertime especially has the best sunset view. Poipu in the wintertime right now has a better sunset view, but the waters are really calm in the summertime out here, and so it's a beautiful place to stay. If you look around the left side of the island, that's the way you guys will be coming from when you leave the harbor. You see the small island protruding out right there. That's just to the right of that's Kilauea Lighthouse. So you guys will come right around through there. It's a bird sanctuary. And just to the right of Princeville, that crescent-shaped bay right there, that's Honolulu